Okay, I hope that you enjoyed this meditation, being being secluded, being away from your homes. You are secluded physically, and when this physical seclusion happens, then we have this mental seclusion, right? And when you have this mental seclusion, then we have the higher kind of seclusion is called the upadhi viveka, seclusion from your mental defilements, right? Secluding, withdrawing your mind from this greed, hatred, and ignorance and all these defilements. Settle down the mind and removing them, being aloof from these defilements, and that is a higher kind of seclusion. So all these noble beings, they resides in this upadhi viveka. They don't, neither they live in the samsara, nor they live with kilesas. Their mind is ultra pure, totally pure. So, but the physical seclusion is necessary. Otherwise, we don't understand Dhamma, right? So, okay, so let me start today's Dhamma Discourse. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, to the Perfect One, to the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage and gratitude to Bhadabante for giving us this Dhammadana. So also all my teachers, Guru Bhante and all the great Dhamma masters who have been kind enough to give us their guidance, and the Mahasangha here, venerable members of the Mahasangha, dear Samaneras and Upasakas and Upasikas. Very hearty welcome once again, and I welcome to all these wonderful the Dhamma friends who are joining this Sunday. Today we have lesser Bhantes because we have a ceremony in our branch monasteries, and also the children had gone there to celebrate the Kathina programs in Tumkur. That is how. Well, let me remind you once again, you must have already known this time and again. The Bhantes, they would tell you the rarity of this human life. This reminder is very necessary because we are habitually forgetful. Our life is, so monotonous and very much conduced in an environment that we are not mindful enough. So the Buddha, time to time, reminds us, saying that Kicho manussa patilabho, Kicho machanang jivitang, Kicho sadhamma savanang, Kicho buddhanang upado. And that means having born as human beings is a rare thing. It's already a blessing in the sense that there are beings in the lower realms, there are beings around us who even don't understand Dhamma. There are even beings who are in constant sufferings, right? In compared to that, human birth is more, uplifting, a higher birth, because we have these paramis, we have cultivated the punya, therefore we are born in this life. So to have this human birth, where even we can cultivate punyas again, where we can listen to the Dhamma. Even if you say the animals or the lower beings, will they able to listen Dhamma? They won't. Even though you teach them also, they cannot hear anything. So their mental conditioning, their birth is such that the faculty is such that they won't able to receive the Dhamma. Therefore, the bodhisattvas, the enlightened beings, they take birth as human beings. The bodhisattvas, although they take birth in many other lives, but the Buddha became enlightened in the human realms. So being human, is actually a blessing. But nowadays we cannot say human beings. We can say human going. Why I'm saying? Because human beings are running day and night, day and night. They are not human being. They are just human going. Just every time busy. Their life is so busy that they don't realize, oh, I have to take a pause now and I have to reflect that I have to do something meaningful. I have to set myself on the right path. And then to being alive is again is a blessing, because imagine that there may be a lot of people who are suffering right now, maybe in the hospitals, maybe they die from right in the mother womb or in a short lifespan. Number of people are afflicted by disease. So we are not that. We have all these faculties. We have, strength and energy. We have our indriyas are perfect, which shows that we have already cultivated merit. And then this listening to the Dhamma, as I said already, that itself is a happy feeling. Many times we say that listening to something else is more happier, but why can't the Dhamma be more happier? When you hear something meaningful, when you hear inspiring words of the Buddha, when you hear about meditation, when you hear about virtues, hear about the great examples in the life of the Buddha, when you hear about the wisdom, so many ways we feel already happy, right? But these days, this may not be true. But these days, the Dhamma, listening to the Dhamma is no more a very interesting thing, because people pursue the happiness in the outside world, maybe going to the shopping malls and so forth. Sundays they won't come to the temple, they would go to the malls because they want the sense pleasures. Everything is there, so that is their life. But the real happiness is something we cannot find in the outside, the conditioned world as such. So now we have this, we have already encountered the Buddha's dispensation. We are present in the Buddha's time. Imagine there may be times when there would be no Buddha Sasana, there would be no monks, there will not be any teachings, you don't find any triple gem, Triratana, nothing there. And there is nobody is following virtues. Forget about the 5 precepts. That is something like the misfortune, very bad times, where, there is no way, there is no Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha to guide you. That would be the most unfortunate times. But today, so these are the things I contemplate you and reminded you that how we are already have all these positive conditions with us to grow in Dhamma, right? So when we remember this, and also when our life is subjected with a lot of uncertainties, a lot of fears around us, you see, what kind of fear? We have the fear of this life itself, fear of not having enough, fear that you have struggled all the time to lead your life itself, not getting enough for you, or fear of you know mm, not following the virtues. You have fear already in the heart, fear of not being famous, you know fear of going to the lower realms, the lower worlds, the fear of any kind of natural disasters or calamities. So, in so many ways, we have this fear which is, visiting us all the time. Mm? Or you might be going to any, face the audience, but still you have fear in you, the fear or the remorse in you. So, when these fears of the life, the conditions of life, or the fear of growing old, falling sick, or die, for example, these things can bring us fear tremendously, you know. But how do we face these fears in our life? Hmm? That we have to contemplate. Can a wise person have fear? The wise person doesn't have any fear. Can a person who is always effortful, who is always trying hard and putting forth effort in cultivating goodness, he has no fear? A person who is not committing any wrong through his body, speech, or mind, he has no fear. So, how do we face when the fear is constantly following us in our life, right? You have in your daily life, you have fear, right? Fear of, like a family person may have fears. Oh, how do I face this? A person may be going to work. He has fear already that how do I face my colleagues or the situation at my office or work? Or you may be encountering some people or situations where there are not good people around you, there is no harmony. How do you face them? So, what is the Dhamma view on this? How the Dhamma can help us? The first factor the Buddha advised us that to be wise, his wisdom will guide you, the wisdom will remove your fear. And this wisdom, why it removes? Because the wisdom removes your not knowingness, your ignorance from the heart. Maybe you might be walking in the night and your own shadows are following you, and then you may be terribly afraid that somebody is following me. But then you realize, well, it is my own shadow, nothing else. Then you are relieved. Or you might be seeing something on the way, maybe a piece of rope or something falling, and then you might thinking that maybe a dangerous snake on the road. But then you realize nothing like that. You see, your wisdom tells you no, it is not. So when you have wisdom, then there is no fear. When you have ignorance, the fear is there constantly. Even in every aspect, you see, there may be you go to a place and the person says that you have to do this and this kind of rituals, otherwise you will go, you will have some misfortune or bad fortune to you. But not knowing that and believing blindly, you may accept it. And that ignorance may lead you again, manifold your fears. You see? Or maybe you are meditating and through your meditation you hear some sound, and with ignorance your fears may magnify manifold, right? You're sitting but you hear some sound of a small animals, but you may think, well, somebody is really, a tiger may be coming towards me. But actually it is not the fact. So fear, ignorance magnifies the fear. So the first factor that we should face is, with wisdom you can face, right? So the Buddha advises us that the panya is a strength. Wisdom is a strength which can, give you the strength to face your own weaknesses, including your fear or worries. And this wisdom will tell you what is wholesome and what is unwholesome, what is moral, what is immoral, what is truth, what is not truth, right? And what is right view, what is wrong view. How do you distinguish? You see, in the suttas, Buddha says that right view is about knowing what is kushala, what is akushala, knowing about the noble truths itself, knowing about your own mind, you're knowing about your body, how each body is supported by the physical nutriments, physical ahara, how your mind is fed by your perceptions, by your volitions, by your feelings. They're all the time feeding the mind. And what is this life altogether? So, wisdom cultivation is indeed a very important aspect of our Dhamma practice. So, the first thing, as I said, is wisdom to face the fear. And then the effort, virya is another strength to face the predicaments and challenges of our lives. The Buddha says, Viryena dukkha muchyati. Now, what is this effort altogether? It is not about the physical strength. Of course, the physical strength here means is the strength from your virtues. The sila, not only sila gives you physical strength, of course, but here it is purely a mental strength. Virya, it is a mental strength. See. Now, the first stage of virya is samvara, just restraint. Agusalanang papakanang dhammanang anupadaya. First, one has to put forth effort in restraining. Restraining the unwholesome, the unskillful mental states that has not yet arisen. That has not yet arisen. So you don't allow any unwholesome states to arise in the mind. First step is that. Samvara, restrainment. How do you do that samvara? Did you experience that samvara? You must have already experienced in your meditation practice that when you are sitting, you have a lot of thoughts and you may have these unwholesome, evil thoughts, thoughts of harming, thoughts of, lot of things, kind of mm, so many ways, thoughts of ill will, thoughts of harm, attachments, and so on. But again, you restrain them. In the meditation, you don't allow those thoughts to come. So that is called the mental effort. That is called the mental effort. Unless you meditate, we even don't realize what is this and how it actually works. We don't really realize. Those who are a good meditator, they know how these efforts really works and how this effort actually put a check on the mind. You know, and whatever those things has already arisen in the mind, you know, because mind is conditioned from long time already. Previous life, this life, or previous the old lives, so many sankharas, so many conditioning things we are already carrying in the mind. Although we don't allow any kind of negative thoughts to come, but still there are these karma sankharas, this conditioning, this happening all the time. And you may wonder, well, how these thoughts come to my mind? These are all your past sankharas. So then you have to, at that point of time, you have to literally abandon them. You have to remove them from the mind. No restrainment will work there because it is already there and sitting in the mind on the surface. You have to remove them. So the Buddha says, Akusalanang papakanang dhammanang, you know, pahanaya, and then we have to remove them. The removal is another aspect of right effort. Now I'm talking about right effort. It's just not the effort. The right effort. So our efforts may not be right all the time, you see. And therefore, to understand this right effort is quite essential for a meditator, especially. Then we have bhavana. Let's say the wholesome qualities, the wholesome mental factors, the mental states that has not yet developed already. Right? You have to cultivate. Let's say about metta, about mindfulness, or gratitude, or contentment, or even compassion, you see, generosity. These wonderful or humilities, all these qualities we have not developed. But question comes that how you would able to develop them, right? Therefore, there is a necessity of bhavana. The cultivation is necessary. You know, when you are habitually you are a good cultivator. You sit in meditation, and you are used to it. You repeatedly and habitually cultivate your mind. Then these qualities will come. All these wholesome and positive qualities will come. So, kusala dhamma. Buddha says that one has to develop this kusala. But how to do that? Then one has to wish for that, will for that, and put forth effort for that. Chandang janeti vayamati viryang arabhati. Virya arambha. We have to put forth the effort, otherwise things will not happen. Even in your work also, in your family life also, you have to be really, very active, energetic person. Otherwise nothing could be achieved. Nothing could be achieved. You have to be disciplined. You have to, have your goals, have your targets through your studies and so on. So we have this bhavana, that is another aspects of right effort. Then we have anurakana. Now imagine you are all house, you have the families, and you have, you think about your futures. You think that, well, my savings, I should have certain kind of provision for me so that I can meet any emergencies. At times of need, these things will be useful, right? Everybody must have that. So in Dhamma practice, we have thing called preservation and protections. You may lose if you are not really practicing regularly, if you are not maintaining or taking care of your mind. All these good qualities that may ruin your concentration, your mindfulness, your sitting practice. You used to sit for a long time, now you can't sit. You used to have good thoughts in the mind, now you don't have. You used to have more caring and forbearing and being patient, being gratitude and humble. Now nothing happening because your practice are really gone very bad. Those who are practicing, for them. So when you reach to a certain stage, you have to perfect it more. You have to develop it more till you reach its completions. Otherwise, we may lose our mental states. Our good qualities may go wrong. For example, somebody may have very high level of concentration. They literally can, they don't move the body, they can sit still. But after a point of time, if they don't really maintain that state and practice it, then you don't get that concentration. So it is like that. So here, when you have these efforts, then you have this mindfulness and concentration, then you can face the challenges of life already. You know, you can face your inner challenges, you can face the external challenges easily. You know. So the second factor, as I said, the effort, putting forth your effort, be it in your day-to-day life or in your Dhamma practice. First step is restraining, then we have abandoning, removing, and then developing, and then protecting, preserving. These ways we can actually develop um, the right effort in our life. Mm. So, and then there is another bala is the strength of anavajan, faultlessness. Now here, we have like the precepts that you are taking. These precepts should lead you to faultlessness. These precepts will actually bring your inner strength, your strength to remove your faults and weaknesses. Many times we don't understand why we actually follow certain kind of disciplines, because it removes the indiscipline in our life. It makes us a disciplined person. It makes us a really true human by heart. Now, there may be a human body, but really their character, their actions are not in line with humans. Maybe, we get the news of terrible things, right? Maybe in your vicinities, your neighborhood, in Bangalore, in any other places in India, we have inhuman act. That inhuman act is simply not following the virtues, not having good deeds through body, speech, and mind. So when you are upright, when your action is pure, at least with the five precepts, then you have that orderliness in your life. You're being organized. Now your life is so disorganized. You say something, you do something. You think something, you do something. You speak truth when you are here. Maybe your truth maybe take another kind of version when you go into something else, somewhere else. You know. So you become a very upright and a person with integrity. Person with integrity. Your moral fabrics become strong. Now we see in the communities, the moral fabrics is so weak. Why? Because we have faults with our actions, with our speech already. So therefore, To having these virtues with our speech, with our actions, a discipline with our body, speech, and mind, and then we can say that we are already a powerful beings. We are very strong person, right? But when you are not following these, you are already weak. And Buddha says, you know, uh, pamado machunam padang apamatta namiyanti epamatta yathamata. These heedless ones, they are already dead. They are dead already. That means those who are, mind, they don't have mindfulness. They are not aware and awake. They are dead. They're just like the dead bodies. You understand? So our strength comes from this. Our strength comes from our own virtues. So make no mistake about that. Your strength is your own virtues. Many times we neglect it and therefore we are weak. As simple as that. So the moral fabrics of individual or family, or even to the extent of the communities, they are based on these five precepts. So Buddha says, Manusa Dhamma, who is truly human? The person who actually follows the five precepts, they are truly humans. Otherwise, we may become very horrible, horrifying beings. In the form of the humans, we may be very monstrous, very dangerous. So, when you are with, when you know that my strength comes from my virtues, then you are already a noble being. You are a Kalyana Jana. You are no more a, you are a good human beings, right? And then we have another quality of living with harmony. You know, that strength comes from our, the way, you know, we speak, being pleasant, you know, with your speech, and you carry out your things for the benefits of others. You have metta, you have dana, you have this quality of sharing with others, and you live together with harmony. You know, the Buddha called them as sangaha balang, you know, sangaha as bala, that the supporting strength, sangaha as a bala. So when you are living in harmony, whether it is in adversity or in prosperity, whether you have in the bad times or good times, you have this harmony, you have this caring attitude, you have this sharing feelings, you have these metta feelings towards everybody in the families, then you have already strength. When there is unity, unity in terms of your feeling towards the people, unity towards your metta towards the people, unity for working together. You know, you are actually promoting the well being of everybody for a common goal, not with partiality, but with impartiality, in a just way. Then you have strength already. You may say, oh, my family is weak. Why? Why? You should go to the root of the problem. It is because you don't have this harmony. You don't have a common goal. You don't have feelings of metta, pleasantness towards your fellow members. You have certain views, your partner maybe have certain views. You speak something to the children maybe going somewhere else. They don't listen. And so then there is no strength. So being this harmonious togetherness at every situation, whether it is in a prosperity, you know, through the suns and winds, you know, you have this harmony that gives you the strength. So far, we have discussed important factors that is very, very helpful to our life. What I've explained to you in the beginning is how fear comes. You know, I give a reminder about our life itself and then the fears. We all have going through these fears. Everybody has their own fear. The young have youth have certain kind of fear. The middle-aged people have fear. Children have certain fear. You know, growing old, our old, becoming old is a fear. You know, passing away is another fear. You know, facing the people as a fear. Facing your colleagues is also fearful. You know, not doing enough, not earning enough to sustain the family. Fear. Where do I get these? Right? Not being famous. Oh, I want to be a famous person, you know, a celebrity or so on. You know, you want people to get recognition, but you're not getting it. You have fear or stress and so on. So, how do we actually face them? That is how I told you to integrate these Dhamma principles, to remove this fear through wisdom. Remove fear through wisdom, as I explained to you how it works, and your right efforts, and your actions, your virtues, how you know that, well, my strength comes from my virtues, my weaknesses also comes from my own virtues. And then harmony, unity, togetherness brings tremendous amount of strength. And through that strength, you can face. hmm? You can face the challenges of life. Life is already, um, you know that how it is, the outside world, how constantly you are bombarded by, you know, things around you, and if not things externally, but your own anger, your own, you know, unsatiated greed, and your ignorance and so on, how they give you problems, how your ignorance create problems for your own, how your uncontrolled anger creates suffering for you, how your, you know, unfulfilled, unwanted desires create problems that you know already. And this world is actually governs through this. And every day, every moment of the existence, we face them. Every moment. It's not that one day you face, next day it ends. Next morning, same thing happens. That is how it goes on. Right? So you have profit, you have loss, you have gain, you have, you know, praise and blame and so forth. You are happy feeling one mood happy, next mood you are not happy. You get some, already you have, you know, very huge kind of wealth or gains. And then the next moment you are not happy, or you may lose those wealth and you end up with loss, you know. So without any further explanations, I think this much should be enough for you. Remember the importance of the human birth, how that is important, because again, through human birth, you can listen Dhamma, you can do good, you can create goodness for you. As I said, the practice you can do not better than human life. Here you can do these things. You can perfect punyas, you can cultivate punyas, you can perfect your you know, through your generosity, through your virtues, through your meditation, through wisdom, through your patience, through renunciation, for example. You know, these are all blessings. right? Through your metta, so many ways you can do so. So, not be a lazy person then. The question comes that not don't be lazy or don't be lazy because the lazy person missed the bus. Bharabante give example. One who misses the bus, in the sense it is something very meaningful. A lazy person misses the bus to enlightenment, the bus to do good, to be good. And don't be unwise and fools, because the foolish people have n number of sufferings and problems. And be wise, be virtuous, and live harmoniously. Live with harmony, with togetherness, understanding each other, having metta for each other, having concern for each other, and promoting everybody's happiness and well-being. Okay, so with this, we conclude here. May the blessings of the Triple Gem be with you all. May the paramis of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha be with you. May you grow in Dhamma, grow in peace, strength, happiness, and ultimately may you attain to the highest bliss of enlightenment. May you all be happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. करना पड़ेगा. Mr. Kiran Oji is here, but he is here. He is here, not here. So who will do his Punyanamodana? Because he is dedicating to Stanjin. नहीं इनका जो who dedicated बच्चा है, who passed away at 7 years. So we will dedicate the merit sharing in the dining hall. And what else? We have Kannada discourse around 12:30. You make. There is announcements regarding the next programs.
Namo Buddhaya. Thank you, Bante, for this wonderful Dhamma talk. It was very inspiring, and you have shared many points that is very related to our day-to-day life as a layperson. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to make an announcement. The announcement is very important. It is about the inauguration of Maha Bodhi Stupa in T. Narsipura near Mysuru. And it is also the enshrinement of Bhagavan Buddha's dhatu, that is holy relics, into the stupa. If you must remember, a few months ago we all traveled to T. Narsipura and we have put 400 plus small stupas and Tipitaka books and lots of images of the Buddha. Now that stupa has completed. So it is the inauguration as well as the final enshrinement of Buddha's dhatu. Many have contributed towards it, and the dhatu would be displayed here probably next Sunday. We have eminent venerable monk coming from Sri Lanka. This stupa was dedicated to teacher of our Bhadabante, and it is built in the architect of Sri Lanka. So I extend my invitation to all of you to come on 15th November, Friday. It is Purnima. Okay, so we have this inauguration. 15 November Upeka Maha Bodhi Upeka Stupado inauguration itte ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ bus arrangement ಇರುತ್ತೆ. We will have bus arrangement from here. You have to report around 7 a.m. There would be breakfast here, and then we will travel. It's a 3-hour journey to T. Narsipura, and then we will participate around 100 monks, and we are expecting around 2,500 people to come and participate, the local villagers and all. So after quite a time at Maha Bodhi as well in whole of India, we are going to witness this special event of a stupa that is enshrined with Buddha's dhatus. So I extend this welcome. Please note 15th of November, Friday, full moon day. So you can invite your friends and family. You can give your name if you want to come by bus. Last time we had 3 buses going. We were not aware. We booked 2 buses and then we had around 125 people traveling. So please save the date and come for this inauguration. All our another, I think 60 monks from Maha Bodhi would also travel. So the date is 15 November. Ella ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, this is the main announcement which we will do again on next Sunday. And next Sunday we have another interesting program, 10th of November 2024. That is, we run a program called Young Dhamma Mind. It's a children program. It is a 16 or 14 Sundays program. Every Sunday for 2 hours the children come here and learn. So we will conclude in a year. We run 2 sessions for 5 months each. So the first session will complete on coming Sunday, and due to the demand, as we end the session, we will begin the next session. The next session would be from 10 November to 2nd of February. It is 13 Sunday Dhamma program for children. So I encourage all the parents to enroll for this program and bring your children. Let's give them the greatest gift, that is the gift of Dhamma. ಬರುವುದು ಸಂಡೇ 10ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಂದ ಯಂಗ್ ಧಮ್ಮ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೆಷನ್ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಸೇರಿಸಿ 13 ಸಂಡೇ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇದೆ. 2 ಅವರ್ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಂಡೇ ಅವ್ರು ಧಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರುವುದು ಸಂಡೇ ಒಂದು ಸೆಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಅದು ಜುಲೈಯಿಂದ ನವೆಂಬರ್ ತನಕ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಸೆಷನ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ಸಿ ಡ್ರೆಸ್, ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ like a prince, princess, during Buddha's time, how you see the paintings, and they will also present some Dhamma song. So come next Sunday as well to get inspired and bring your children. And another one was 15th of November. Yeah, 10th. Hey, Gavande. New batch ka inauguration. And the same children have traveled to Tumkur today to participate. We had 36 children and volunteers traveling by bus in the morning. And on next Sunday there is also the starting of diploma in Buddhist studies run by admission is going on. So please, if you are interested in studying Buddhist for diploma courses, the duration is 1 year diploma. So you would 6 months certificate course is there. Another category is 1 year in diploma. So please participate in all this program. And after lunch, after the monks lunch, there's lunch for everybody. Ellaru ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಊಟ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅನಂತ್ ಬಂತೆಜಿದು ಕನ್ನಡ ಧಮ್ಮ ಟಾಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅನಂತ್ ಬಂತೆ ತುಮಕೂರಿಂದ ಲೈವ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಸರಿ ಆಯಿತು, ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಸರಿ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಅನಂತ್ ಬಂತೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಧಮ್ಮ ಟಾಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ we will play a Kannada talk by Anand Bante. So with this I conclude. Please remember 15 November. Thank you.